So in today's video, we are going to go over email campaigns versus email flows and how you can create a symphony between them. So first, what are email flows and what are email campaigns? Email flows are the automated emails that are sent when a certain behavior is performed. For example, when somebody first joins your email list, they get sent a welcome flow in which you introduce them to the brand, in which you introduce them to your brand's story, your purpose, and the pain points that you solve. You show that, and you develop trust by showing social proof, case studies, testimonials, before and afters, and all that. And then sunset flow is sent as a last attempt to re-engage your unengaged segment of your list. An engaged segment is more like the people who have not interacted with your emails in last X days. That can be 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, depending on whatever is suitable for your brand. Now, what are campaigns? So campaigns are the manual emails that are broadcasted to the segment of your list for a specific purpose. For example, most of the campaigns are sent to the engaged segment of your list, because engaged segment drives better open rates, better click-through rates, and has a better ROI for the amount of emails you send and the amount of money you're going to spend on sending those emails. So for example, a flash sale campaign sent for announcing a site-wide or specific sales, and product launch campaign is sent to announce the launch of a new product. And these campaigns can also be done in like 3 email campaigns. So for product launch campaign, you're gonna send 1 email before the product is about to launch to hype up the launch of the product, and 1 email when the product is actually launched, and 1 email like 1 or 2 days after the product is launched to remind them of that a new product is online now, and grab it before it runs out of stock, or grab it before it gets old. Now, what is the purpose of flows and campaigns? The purpose of flows is to nurture leads and customers through personalized emails for different stages of customers' life cycle. And what that means is, for example, you're gonna send a welcome series to people who have just joined, and they are in the beginner stage of the customer life cycle. They don't know anything about your brand. They don't know anything about your brand story. They don't know anything about what the problems that you solve. They might have an idea, but they don't know anything specific. So the welcome series is targeted towards people who are new to your brand. So the goal is to build trust and introduce them to the brand. And post-purchase flows are sent to people who have just made a purchase, and it is so at this stage they already trust you enough to purchase from you. All you have to do is to reduce the buyer's remorse, and this flow can also be used to cross-pollinate between different platforms. For example, somebody bought from you, they already trust you, they like you, you have reduced the buyer's remorse. They're excited to use a product because you've educated them on the product, educated them on the benefits that they're going to get from the product. So at this point, you can actually send an email. Oh, would you love to follow us on Instagram to keep up with our new trends, or would you like to follow us on Facebook or join our Facebook group, so that we can keep updating you and educating you on our products and the new trends in the industry, anything. And the campaigns are sent to promote specific products, events, etc., to your list, and also to educate them. These emails are sent for specific purposes. For example, a seasonal promotions are sent to drive sales, and are usually sent to engage segment of your lists. You will not send these promotions to an engaged segment, because it will just not be a good ROI on your spend. And educational emails are usually sent to build trust with your customers and drive sales at the same time. These usually lead to a blog post or a video. So how these work is, you say, oh, do you know how to reduce hair fall? If you're let's say you sell hair growth oil, you can say, oh, there's this new study that shows how this thing specifically, how this chemical or how this element of a product that is actually in your products reduces hair fall. So you send them to that article, and by the end of that article, you educate them, and you say, by the way, our products have this elements, and they help you solve they help you solve your hair fall problems. So it's just a better, now they're excited to buy from you, because you gave them value, you taught them something. Second, what they taught them, they can immediately apply it and get benefit from it by buying your products. And what is labor? So what is labor for flows versus campaigns? Labor means like how much work you have to do, how often you have to do. So for flows, these needs to be set up only once, and they will work automatically on the background. Some minor changes need to be made from time to time to meet the KPIs, to keep up with the KPIs. Some flows need these changes every 2 months. Some might need it every 4 months or 6 months, depending on the industry you are in and how fast the trends are changing, and how, yeah, basically that, and how your designs are intact, and what strategy you're using. And they need to be A/B tested for every 2 weeks. So you can test the sending time delays. For example, somebody, let's say, added something to the cart. You should test between, are you going to send them an email 30 minutes after they left something in the cart, or 1 hour, or 4 hours? You should keep testing these things every 2 weeks to just keep optimizing and getting better results. And for campaigns, these need to be sent out manually every single time, and constant changes are needed for them to keep improving, because you're sending them every single time. So every single time there's a window of improvement that you can make. You can test a new subject line, you can test emojis in your subject line, you can test a new preview text, you can test all text versus all image based designs. You can test HTML versus image based design. You can test content versus sale designs. There's just so much to be tested in the campaign emails, and you should test them. And every email should be A/B tested. For example, yeah, it should just be A/B tested, as in you send same content in the email, but you send two different subject lines, and you see which one has the better open rate. Now, personalization. How much personalization can be done in flows versus campaigns? So there's a lot of room of personalization in flows, because you know the specific life cycle stage at which the customer is in. You know what problems they might be facing. So, for example, if they left something they have left something in the cart and they haven't gone back yet, they might just need more social proof. They might need to be reminded of the benefits that the products can get them. And they're designed for different customer life cycle stages. For example, flows for people who are new to your brand, people who recently bought from you, or people who don't engage, etc. As for campaigns, there is less room for personalization, because you're sending it to a broad segment of your list. And for example, like email design on the basis of product preference, gender, age group, these are the only things you can test with. You don't know what the person might be thinking, what objections they might have, and how you can solve them. There's very less room for that. And as for frequency, how frequently should you send flows, and how frequently you should send campaigns? So with flows, there is no specific frequency, as they are sent out when somebody performs a certain behavior, and they're automatic. So the number of emails that are going to go out are not under your control, and different numbers of emails for different flows. So, for example, welcome email series can be anywhere from 3 emails to 7 emails. So, and the abandoned cart email sequence is usually 2 to 3 emails, and same for the abandoned checkout. So there's different number of emails in every single flow. There's different frequencies, because you cannot control what behavior somebody's going to perform. And as for campaigns, you can control the frequency, as these emails are sent out manually by you, and different number of weekly emails are suitable for different brands. But what works good is you start with 2 emails per week, and then you see what are the open rates, and what are the click-through rates, what are the conversion rates, and then you see that, and then if it's above the KPIs that you need, then increase. And as soon as you should even out the KPIs. If you're unable to hit the KPIs, that means that's a signal that you need to reduce the amount of emails you're sending. And as for timing, flows, there is no control over timing. You cannot control what time you're going to send those emails. And as for campaigns, you can send out emails at very specific times for different time zones too. And so now, It's actually not flows versus campaigns, it's flows with campaigns. They both work in a symphony, and they both work for each other. So you sell a product, for example, let's say you sell a product through a campaign, and you reduce the buyer's remorse through the post purchase flows. You build trust through welcome series and make them fall in love with the brand, and then you educate, through education, then you make them trust you through education content that you're going to send in your campaigns. You need to understand this symphony to maximize your email revenue, because you should always be tracking how much percentage of revenue is coming from flows, how much percentage of revenue is coming from your campaigns. And if one is less than the other, like significantly less than the other, then you know that there is room for improvement in the campaigns or the flows, if there are any of which is less. Now, how I can help you is in two ways. One, if you're an e-commerce brand that is doing more than 50,000 per month, I will help you increase your revenue by 15 to 30% within the next 90 days. Or I will work with you for free until you see those results.